All right, welcome everybody. Mil Spec Ops Monkey here. It is 4:55 Central Standard Time here in the great state of Texas, and I just wanted to get the word out real fast because I see a lot of disinformation going on about POTUS, insurrection acts, martial laws, just a lot of different things going, and a lot of it was predicated on the fact that POTUS was offsite in a remote location, sitting in Abilene, Texas, at Dyess Air Force Base, and so I pulled the thread on that when we first started. Because the information that I thought coming from a good source sent me that direction, right? I watched the flight, I tracked the flight, I watched some of the activity going on over that general area. We did see some squirrely stuff actually take place over there. We saw a B-52 that was intercepted by a fighter. Saw that again a day later. A B-52 over Pensacola area, also intercepted by a fighter. And so there's something to that. I don't know what it is, but there's definitely something to that, because as much as I've been watching and as much as I know about B-52s and fighters and everything else, unless they are doing some role play, that's usually out in Vegas where you'll see that kind of interaction, not over West Texas and not over the Panhandle of Florida. So it's just a little odd. So, but as I digress, POTUS has not left the White House, never did leave the White House. He has been at the White House this entire time. And so as I was pulling the threads, watching air traffic in the area, we watched Night Watch leave, okay? And then I expected, okay, well, if POTUS was out west and he's on Night Watch, then that bird will actually go back to Washington, D.C. That did not take place. And so there was also nothing in terms of flight restrictions over that area that would indicate POTUS was there. So typically when he is out of pocket from the White House, there is some type of flight restriction on where he's going. Now, if that was supposed to be classified, then they would not have, because he's already in a secure area at a national defense headquarters at Dyess Air Force Base, right? So that said, that aircraft Night Watch left and it flew out of Dyess Air Force Base and it went up to Nebraska at Offutt Air Force Base, where it sat for a little while, and then it went over to Ohio, and so it is still there. It's at Wright Pat in Ohio, and it never went back to DC, and so. Not uncommon for Night Watch to be out doing its own thing when POTUS is in the White House, okay? Now, when POTUS is traveling, Night Watch is usually hovering around somewhere, and it is always a backup in case something goes down, okay? But that said, I'm not seeing anything to indicate that POTUS is on the move, that he has left the White House, so he is still there, and my sources say that he is still in the White House, okay? And so I just want to put that out there. The electronic suite, we've got one E6, which is a looking glass that is out and about, but it is, it looks like it is flying around the East Coast right now, and actually come off the East Coast, and it's over the U.S. just west of West Virginia. So that is where our E6 is currently. All right, but I'm not seeing any of the large birds like Night Watch or even 757s that are, part of the presidential fleet. Everybody seems to be pretty much sitting in place. White House seems to be doing nothing right now in terms of travel. So now that said, if POTUS has to exfil the White House, he is not going to broadcast his aircraft. Okay, I don't care if he's on a 57 or a 747 or Night Watch for that matter. Typically, if he is trying to make a move to a location that is secure, he's going to fly without that transponder on, so I will not be able to see him. So that was kind of my first little red flag when Night Watch took off and we could track it to Dyess Air Force Base, was that if he was really on that, it would not be something we would see, okay? So when we can see these guys flying, they know we can see them flying, okay? And so if it's a national security thing, you're not going to see it, all right? Just like these, all of these other aircraft that we see flying around like fighters, right? You just don't see fighters very often. Now we do see, like there's an F-16 right there flying. There's one right there flying, right? Those are two F-16s, as we can look at actually the icons. right? And so you do see them on occasion, but it's not a common occurrence, okay? This is H-47 Chinook that just disappeared on me, and I'm going to try and get him back. Persistence. That's a beautiful little tool that they have on this thing. So it allows me to actually watch aircraft, and if they drop off, I can quickly hit that button and it'll pull them right back up because it still manages to track their information. Now it'll continue to track them, and they won't disappear on me as long as I have that. It's kind of like I've locked them in. So all right. So that said, let's just take a quick look around the U.S. We've got a lot of little small transport aircraft, like these little B-350s, these BE, 40s and 20s. So I am seeing a lot of smaller airplanes making movements around, but I'm not seeing, now this C5 looks like it's rolling out of probably San Antonio, and I don't know where it's going, but that could be we'll keep an eye on it. I don't know where it's headed. It looks like it's headed to Cuba. Could be going to Gitmo, but again, you're not going to get a military aircraft that's bringing any prisoners to Guantanamo Bay because that's a violation of the National Defense Act. Okay, and so if you've noticed anything at all, is that POTUS plays by the rules, and so he is not he's not giving them anything to hang him on. Now, the other question here, and something to think about: why would crazy Nancy Fancy Pants Pelosi be trying to pursue the 25th Amendment to take him down as being incompetent when he is supposedly already lost the election, and that he's only got 12 days left? It's because they know he's getting ready to do something, and they're trying to do everything they can. They know that they may think they fooled the American people, but they really haven't, okay? They know that he is still highly and very capable of finishing the job, and I think that's what we're going to see in the next 10 to 12 days, if not sooner, okay? So that's why they want to keep going after that 25th Amendment, because they want to take him down, okay? Yeah, it's because he's still a threat, and they know it, all right? Now, let me zoom in here. I've got a couple aircraft. These are tankers right here, and that looks like a C-17. Also, it looks like they're taking on some fuel, actually. So, I don't know. Those two are flying in formation, but those are air refueling jets. So, I don't know. Kind of weird. But, all right, so let's back out of that. Just got a closer look at it, that's all. And we're going to take a look over here. We'll look at Canada, and we're going to go pull up so we can see Alaska, Hawaii. Now, we do have a 737 that looks to be heading to out to Hawaii. It's on the right trajectory there, and that is definitely also, that's one of your little presidential birds. Not presidential, I take that back. It's an executive blue and white probably. Now we do have right here is a UK. Let me zoom in. That's actually an H60 that I just dinged. That right there, that triple R, looks to be a United Kingdom Airbus that is going to be landing probably at Nellis Air Force Base. Again, there's a red flag that's been going on, so it's not uncommon, if that is the case, for them to fly across the drink and to get out briefs and everything else. So that's probably somebody with some brass that are coming out to get a debrief on how things went at the red flag mission. Okay. All right. So over the Atlantic. So it looks like we got a C-17. Actually, sorry, I clicked on the C-130. Got a C-130. Looks like it's rolling into our island, Terceira. That is out here. So it looks to be landing at Terceira from, let's see, where did you come out of there, buddy? So Bordeaux. All right. And so got a lot of C-17, some heavies out moving right now. So that's a reach aircraft, another reach aircraft. Sorry, my screen is, for some reason, it's starting to do some lagging on me. Another British. And so it looks like that's coming out of Spain or whatever, or just south of Spain. This one is coming from across the drink. So that's coming out of, it's like DC area, East Coast. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look. We've got Night Watch still sitting at right pat. We do have the last flight we saw come out of Guantanamo Bay looked like it was either troops or a jury pool coming out of Gitmo into Orlando. And then if we look at our our Air Transport International that went out to Camp Justice Diego Garcia. That's the last flight that's been out to Camp Justice, and that happened 2 days ago, so that was January 7th. And so I'm seeing a lot of things that look to be kind of settling in. Here's our Kalita Air. That plane actually landed 21 hours ago, so it has not been back and forth since then. So it was down in Dominican Republic, back to Miami, and now it's parked. Now I'm seeing that trend over the last couple of days that things continue to be parked. Okay, if we look at our Maxwell Bird in 312FU, came out of Cayman Islands. It landed 2 days ago. Same thing. So notice that our Maxwell Bird and our Kalita Air both haven't flown in the last 2 days. Okay, that they both seem to have come out of the islands back to Lauderdale and to Miami and have parked. All right, since the 7th. Okay, just take note of that, because that would indicate to me that things may be wrapping up. Okay, now I'm looking at, this is our sniffer helo that we talk about pretty regularly. Now this one has been flying across the U.S. and right now it just took off out of Memphis. It's actually, as we speak, headed, it looks like it's headed towards, let's see where it stops now. If it stops in Nashville, I'm going to be definitely going to be suspect, because why would you be trying to sniff the air quality and stuff in Nashville? Was there an attempt that we missed? Was an attempt they missed? Something, but yeah, it has come out of Fort Smith, Arkansas, went to Memphis, Tennessee, gassed up. It's taken out of Memphis and now it's headed eastbound. My guess is it's headed to Washington, D.C., which may be a very good indicator of what's coming, or what we're watching for, or what they're worried about. Okay, now inauguration isn't until the 20th, so that's 12 days away, and I don't think that'll be taking place. I'll be honest with you, I don't think it'll happen. So but that said, this looks like it is headed out towards DC, which means they are expecting some shenanigans, because that's a lot of flying for a helo to go from east coast to west, or sorry, west coast to east. Scratch that, reverse it. All right, our 163, our our Phoenix Airbirds have actually, they landed 3 days ago, right? So again, 3 days ago, 2 days ago, we've got Kalita Air 2 days ago, Maxwell Flight, which is our 312FU 2 days ago, 163 PA 3 days ago. It looks like it's sitting in Greece. Okay, so it came out of Afghanistan to Greece. All right, and then the last one 15 hours ago. This is the one we've watched from time to time. Everybody says it's a medical flight. I'm not fully confident that it is. I think it may be flying under the guise as a medical flight, but LN 491 RV, and it came out of the U.S. Virgin Islands back to Fort Lauderdale. Okay, 15 hours ago. So now that one hasn't flown since actually, yeah, today, early 2:47 a.m. All right, so that thing landed in the wee hours of the morning. So all right, folks. Well, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to put that out there. Again, we're sitting at about 80 aircraft up. You guys stay frosty and have a plan. And I think things are about to get interesting. So God bless, and monkey out.